let's talk about this.
What do we got?
The decline of the American Midwest.
Okay.
That's the thing I like.
Shall I know? For sure.
I went out to these places recently. We go out just looking to find some decay and some sort of poetic sort of aesthetics. Some
Sure.
Yeah, it's, whatever. I'm fascinated by these small towns in decline. There's something just beautiful about it, right?
I got you.
But I think part of it is the stark contrast to like the culture that once existed in these places that were, now you might find a couple hundred people there. Everybody's all shitty. There's nothing going on. There's like no tangible culture or pride.
Where is this?
Locally.
Just anywhere?
Just a lot of like
Yeah,
small
I know
Midwest
what you
towns
mean.
that once had a purpose that are now just kind of there, just crumbling away.
Yeah.
And so the contrast between like when these places were built and what's left, and the culture that exists there now. They're built by these people, who are conquering some sort of industry or area, of commerce or whatever. And, they're built with pride and all these intricate little things. And then you see like this kid walking around now that just, when you see like a 14-year-old kid and you just know he's going to prison immediately, just like, and not
He is
for,
if I have anything to do with
not,
it.
like not for anything cool.
Like, hey,
either.
kid, hold this.
He's going to like rob the one gas station there where they've known him
Yeah.
for 15
Oh, yeah,
years,
yeah,
But whatever. I sent you this picture if you want to put that up. I'm walking around this town, Spring Valley, Illinois,
Sure.
and I just look under the staircase of this one real old building. It's the stairs picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And you just look at this. Like, this is probably like 1880s or whatever. Look, this is underneath a staircase. And this is the kind of, you know what I
Some
mean?
sort of metallurgy, some sort of metalwork,
Well, I mean,
like some filigree or something like that.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful, right? I mean,
Now, when
it's
you
like-
showed me it on your phone, it appeared that it was just wood that had been decaying, and
No,
I didn't
it's
understand
metal.
what the hell you were talking about. Yeah, this makes more sense. Okay.
Right, so you just see like the effort and the intricacy that was put into these places,
Sure.
and then you just see some like dude in like cotton shorts and a neck tattoo walking around just rapping into the air without even headphones, which is something I used to only see in like shitty places in the South, and apparently that has spread because I think these kids have no
direction or aim or
they
purpose
They
or
have no
anything?
actual culture. We talk about this a
Yeah.
lot, where culture used to sort of be tied to
Community.
Yeah, a location.
Yeah,
an
yeah.
ideal.
It had its
something,
own sort of identity.
even a hobby or a whatever.
Nobody
whatever.
has anything
but
anymore.
it's in these places they have none of
They
that.
have this.
And nothing. Yeah, and all that's cool to a lot of people on their phones and on the internet, whatever, is just being like a crazy gangster. Like you understand how insane. Like people used to think that like rap was crazy. Now, like, people are literally just fucking insane, rambling zombies, and they have millions of followers, and
Yeah, it's
everybody wants to be
unfortunate.
like them. It's fucking weird. And then you look at the underneath of a staircase in the old days, and
the amount of work and pride that they took in just making stairs. I know what you're saying.
if the people that built that town, Spring Valley, Illinois, could
Yeah.
look at, because I was just you just walk around looking at all these shitty people, and if you could, and no, well, not like I'm some great thing or whatever, but you hear that too, or
Oh yeah,
okay, sorry, I think we're just
I think that was
Whatever.
just your mic. That's fine. Yeah.
experiencing some technological differences.
So I have one. Vinny is Ed McMahon.
How? What does that mean?
If I'm Andy Richter, you're Ed McMahon.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
that's not a vote though. That doesn't count. See, he just. No. But yeah.
But yeah,
again,
the decay. You're saying the decay of Western civilization is
No, not the whole thing,
epitomized
but
by just
these places were all agriculture. There's, go to that other picture. There's a place called
You got to
Bureau.
be more specific. so.
Sorry, it's
This
the,
one?
No, that's a giant statue of Paul
He
Bunyan.
looks beleaguered.
That I saw the other day and I took a picture of. I know he's very sad looking, right?
Yeah.
I think he lost his ox or something in this scenario.
Aw,
I'm
man.
not sure, but the weather was
He's
perfect
jacked.
for a sad Paul
Good job,
Bunyan.
Paul.
No, the train depot. There's a
Dude
couple
is
of
on
them.
HGH for days. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I know. Nobody should have that big of biceps
Or
with that-
hands.
on that frame. That makes no
fuck's
sense. Yeah,
sake.
he's like 40%.
Reminds me of Andrew Critchlow.
He's like
really.
40% Neanderthal.
Yeah.
But okay.
He's giant.
if we could switch, I was gonna talk about this other place. Oh wait, that's awesome too.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is-
So
this
this
is all
was
my day
Vinny's-
out the other
yeah,
day.
Vinny had a day out.
So check this out. I find this place in LaSalle, Illinois. I'm visiting an old dear friend named Scotty, who's an eclectic
and he's a
fellow.
deer?
Yeah, he's somebody.
Whitetail?
It took years for me to build this relationship and to build trust, and thousands of dollars in apples. But no, so now we're walking around. He's on his hind legs, clicking his hooves
Yeah,
down
him
the
and old
sidewalk.
Salt Lick Sammy.
And I come across this place, and it took me a second to click. I'm like, hold on, this place just says buying antiques. Yeah, is it up there for people to see or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
like, this place just says buying antiques. I asked Scotty, does this guy sell anything? And he goes, oh, this guy won't sell shit. And so I look, so there's another picture in the window that I sent you.
Yeah.
So look inside this place. This is what this guy is doing. He's just buying all the antiques he can get his hands on and then just piling them unceremoniously in a dusty old
Is it
shop and
this
letting
one?
them get ruined.
No, it's not this one.
But it's
That's something I sent you.
No. That's the train depot. It should have been right next to the buying antiques one. One
Well, you
left.
sent me that
There you
text.
go.
Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
So
Oh,
this is what the
this
inside
is
of the shop
store.
looks like. This fucking guy. I just think it's hilarious that there's this dude in this area, which is like a great, the Illinois River Valley is this classic like antique area. He's just buying everything he can get his hands on and ruining it all for no reason.
And he's just
'cause he has-
piling it up?
just 'cause he has some kind of mental illness. And I was asking like, what is the deal with
Don't
this
say
guy?
that.
He's like, this guy will not sell anything. He just walks around all crazy outside, yelling at people and just trying to buy anything he can and throwing it in there
That's
and just
insane.
leaving it there. I know.
This is the
it's-
only picture you took?
Yeah, I mean, that sums it up. I mean, you're just gonna see a big pile of stuff no matter.
I
what.
like
I mean,
the MTX speaker box here.
yeah, there's nothing like particularly great in here. If you look back, there was all kinds of old shit in there. Whatever.
But
I-
still.
yeah,
The fact that he's
it's
just
it's-
buying shit and then just piling it into.
it almost sums up that entire the Illinois River Valley is just this very depressed area because like I was saying, the deal with all these towns is they were formerly agricultural hubs, shipping centers, all of these things that kind of went away in the 20th century, so or were consolidated to large corporate interests and stuff like that. So
Sure.
so this whole valley is like that, and this is just like a great little microcosm of the entire existence. There is like a guy just like taking everything cool about it and just fucking whipping
Just
it into a
throwing it
pile.
into a garbage pile.
just getting rid of it. So here we go to the next thing. We go, and what I was talking about like shipping and all that kind of stuff drying up. That's the train depot I wanted to look at.
Yeah.
So we go to this little town called Bureau Junction, I believe was the name. Now these places too, now you're getting small enough where once you pull into town, everybody fucking looks at you because there's no reason for anyone
what's
to go
this
there.
place called?
Bureau Junction.
Yikes.
Yeah, and there's no. So I mean, this is another place been around since the mid 1800s. This is the centerpiece of their town. Everywhere, and I love it, but like everywhere else in the country, 99% of places, this would have been torn down, right?
Yeah,
a long
or
time ago.
painted.
It's apparently been abandoned since the 70s. But this is like what you see, and all the buildings there are pretty much abandoned. And there's just like this.
Now, I don't want to bring back the Flamingo and Lightning, but they were doing some philanthropy and trying to like put it on our face somehow, giving that couple $1,000 for I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but
Right.
we could do something. Radioville surreptitious spray paint.
Here's what you do.
And we could go over here and just paint the shit out of this thing.
Go to Bureau Junction, Illinois, and commit a murder.
Now, don't do that.
You'll get away with it.
Yeah.
They'll never
That's a good
solve
point.
it. They will never solve it. There's no cameras there. There's nothing. They're so vulnerable. We can do whatever we want to them. But there's a couple pictures of the train depot, and I just think it's fucking. It's interesting to see these places that are. I mean, literally, there's one bar that's open, and probably anyone that lives around there is there. There's a few
For
guys
sure.
outside, and they're staring at you like, "Who the fuck is this?" Because we don't
Yeah.
feel like we're from
It's
there.
Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Outlander!
and there's like shitty kids in the park, like literally, you can just feel daggers.
Oh, yeah.
They're like teenagers or whatever, and
But
they're
they
just staring
can't
at you
actually
like-
afford daggers. So
Right, yeah.
So it's just looking.
They just have those those ones that retract that you get at like a birthday party. What year is it? Anyways,
They don't have these.
yeah, right. Nothing this cool. But so
I don't have those.
this is what you have. I went in there too. I don't know if I sent you any. I don't think I sent the inside pics, but I went in there and I'm pretty sure I heard somebody else walking around in there, so I got scared and left. But yeah,
Pussy.
but yeah, dude. I mean, it's all over the place, and I guess these people, you get caught in a town like that. Like if you just grew up in Bureau Junction, Illinois,
Jesus Christ,
and then you're
yeah.
trying to figure out what to do, and it's like, well, if I could somehow get a car, maybe I could work at the Casey's. That's like 15, 20 minutes away or whatever. And
This sounds like a Tracy Chapman song.
But look, so that train depot is a decent size at one time.
Sure, I wonder
there was
what
a
they want
reason
for this.
There was a reason for
Wait, how
trains.
far away is this?
Like an hour and a half.
I wonder how much that is going for.
That thing would be one of those $1, but you got to restore things. But I'm sure it's condemned. I went in there. There's
Yeah, but dude, that could be the
there's
new
like raccoon
studio.
shit all over the place inside of it. The old ticket window is still there, dude. It's badass.
Yeah, I would
you
live
know,
in that.
But like, these people, I think they get trapped there, right? And they can't figure out how to get away, I guess. And I try to, you go to a place like that and you look around.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you're trapped.
Dude, just put on a backpack and start fucking walking. Like, what?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
It
That's
is
gonna,
true, though. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Johnny
no,
Appleseed it. Just fuck it.
Just go for
Johnny
it.
Apple meth or
Right.
Johnny
Johnny
methamphetamine
smoke
it.
weed at a rest stop till somebody picks you up.
Yeah,
you know?
something, man. Just get the
Yeah.
fuck out of Bureau Junction.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. I mean, and that's the dichotomy or whatever kind of pseudo intellectual verbiage you might choose. That's the interesting thing to me is it takes amazing amounts of depression and economical hardship to create things that fit this aesthetic that we all kind of appreciate it.
Yeah. No,
And-
I that place that I mentioned a lot that I lived in back in the day up in Westfield when I was a kid, it had similar shit like this. Now this was, decades ago at this point, but
yeah, most of that they tore down.
yeah, I don't know. Some of it's still there. I just haven't really gone and investigated, but they had this old train depot
Yeah.
that had been closed down for decades. Yeah, there you go, Tony Johnson. Johnny Methyl-Seed.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Thank you, sir. That's what I couldn't spit out.
Hey, a few years ago, I had tons of weed seeds from this giant batch
just
of
fucking
outdoor
throwing
weed
them
that I
out?
had. And I was
Yeah.
thinking I'm like, when did it become that this thing was here, part of the ecosystem for how long? And
Yeah.
then how did they fucking eradicate it so fully too? That's another thing.
Just
But
like
it just
wild
must have
weed?
taken, yeah, just
Wild marijuana?
just marijuana, because you never just see it like growing
No.
wild.
I
Apparently
don't.
you see it in Arkansas and shit like that. But anyways,
You'll
what I'm
happen
saying,
upon it in Wisconsin. It's ditchweed.
I started to
But-
get an indignant sort of righteous sort of feeling of some kind of cause, and I just started throwing weed seeds everywhere, which I think is also a bit unethical to maybe some outdoor growers, and now there's males out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
that
now
might
you
be sending
fucked 'em.
pollen. I
Yeah.
wasn't really thinking. I was doing a lot of coke.
Actually, that happened
when I
back
was
in the
planting
day to
weed everywhere.
ours.
I was doing a lot
Yeah.
of cocaine, and I was I did go out to like every I don't know, is this illegal? I went out to every forest preserve and just fucking threw weed seeds everywhere.
Hey, man,
It's gotta
you're
be out
doing the
there
Lord's
somewhere.
work, baby.
I think because it seems like an ethical thing to reintroduce something that was natural back
Yeah.
into the ecosystem, right?
What's
we
it,
talk
though?
about it all the time. They take away farmers' lands for encroaching on the fucking sand turtles or whatever the fuck. We have to restore North America to 10,000 years ago. The
Yeah.
feral pigs or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. All
so,
all the fucking
so why can't I do my part?
conservatory blithering of activists.
Yeah.
Okay, is there another picture here?
There was another one of
What do
that.
we
You can
got
just see a
here?
different angle, but yeah, no, and then
Oh.
So by the way, I don't think there's these types of places too. It's like, imagine living. You don't have one restaurant. Not one.
Yeah, it's insane.
Not one store. Not one anything.
No, I know a
There
lot of
was
towns
one
like
little
this, though,
bar.
for
Yeah,
sure. Oxford, Wisconsin. I mean, they got bars, but
I went to.
they got restaurants and shit too, I suppose. I wonder if Partyville does. There's Endeavor.
like they would.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Partyville is a very misleading town name, really.
Yeah.
At least when I had been there, it was fucking nothing.
It always is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was party, and also it was spelled with 2 E's instead of a Y.
You get to some
Partyville.
place called like Whiskey, and then they're like,
It's
it's
a
a
fucking-
dry town.
yeah. Yes.
No, I was in a place in Nebraska one time on Route 34, old Route 34, and that's
There
a
you
place.
go.
So if you want to see like Midwest in decline and all these things we're talking about, sometime when you're driving, instead of taking 80, take the highway 50 miles south, take 34 or 6 or wherever you are. Take an alternate
Sure.
route, and you'll see all the places. And this is another reason that Midtown or Midwestern towns tend to die. is a lot of people back in the day were afraid of outsiders. So when they had an opportunity to lobby to have a highway, come
Yeah, they
through,
would vote against
They
it,
would vote
for
against
sure.
it. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can see that all of these places that used to be beautiful that
Yeah,
died
they,
because the commerce was all trafficked
Yeah.
to 50 miles north of them.
They signed
you
their
know,
own death certificate. It's
yeah, dude.
unfortunate.
I was in this town in Nebraska, so we're eating in this town, and we strike up a conversation with, some fucking freaks at the next table, and that's too. So you're all in these places, dude. It's like I don't know what to make of it. A lot of times, maybe it's the food desert aspect or something in the water, but people just don't look good. A lot of these places,
No.
you know, and
No.
but a lot of it is probably not having access to healthy food, I guess, or the tendency I
healthy
don't-
habits haven't been taught to you,
or just
and
natural
nobody
selection.
gives-
That's the reason why you're left here. Nobody stopped on the highway to like. If you were a good looking girl at all, you would have hitchhiked your ass out of here. You know,
Yeah, I mean, there's
50
always
years
some
ago.
family there that's doing something.
yeah.
Like, so for instance, up in Westfield.
Well, hold on. I was just
there's
gonna finish this.
Breakbush Chicken.
I wanted to tell you what this lady said.
Oh yeah, the freaks. Go
So
on.
the freaks, and I'm like, hello, freaks. I'll pity you with a bit of my big city savvy and conversation. Why not? It's not going to hurt
Sure.
me. And so the lady's like asking the waitress, we're chatting and whatever, and she's going, so how's business? And the waitress, yeah, good. Goes, oh, that's good. I would hate to lose our last restaurant. I go, Jesus Christ.
This is it.
Dude, and that's the reality for a lot of these places. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, and she's going through, when I was a kid, there was this and there was that, and we used to go here, and there used to be the park had the, and it's like, this place is just desolate, just fucking awful now, and the last restaurant is hanging on by its fingernails. You know, while I'm probably the only customer they had in that whole afternoon, and I spent $9.
Yeah, I mean-
they're still charging $4.50 for bacon and eggs. You know, like,
What are they gonna do? Nobody has anything.
dude, I don't know. Yeah,
Now, what it sounds like you're telling me is that we should go down there and buy up this town.
I've thought about it. There's a town called Max, Nebraska, that looks buyable.
Yeah?
I've seen it. MAXX. Yeah, it's like 12 houses and a barn.
I love it.
And the barn says Max really big on the side. That's their whole town, like sign instead of like you're now entering like a nice thing. So
Max.
dude, it just literally looks like somebody painted and just nailed up 2x4s. It's just straight lines. It says Max. Yeah. There's a lot of these
That's
little
where I'm
places
going.
we could buy, man. There's some of those towns in the Illinois Valley buyable. I've been to them. I've seen them.
Now, Connie had said something back here, and I wanted to
Okay.
address
We'll
it.
go to some comments, see what
she
people are doing.
She said, sometimes I just wonder what Flamingo and Lightning are up to. Now, we can't.
Okay, no, come on, guys. Jesus Christ. Flint,
Yes. Harrisville, 2 bars and a church. Okay, good. Gina. Connie, Packwalkie, too. Yeah. Partyville is awesome. How do you know Partyville is awesome? We
can't
weren't
answer you
there with Bill Stansel for his 40th. No shit. How do people know of these towns?
because these are the fabric of our fragile communities.
Yeah,
we
the
all
fading
know somebody.
and freeing fabric of what we
Yes.
once
what
considered
we
our
once
society.
were. And that's why I wanted to show you the stairs, and I was too afraid to take a picture of the kids because they were fucking looking. I don't know. I just didn't want to start shit with these fucking terrible looking kids. And like,
Oh, you should have went up to him
they're
right
probably
away,
like
like, "Hey, yo,
16.
let's get some fucking selfies." Dude.
I'm sure I could have. I was
They
just,
would have.
I was just
They'd have
stoned
been like,
and
"What?"
like, didn't-
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm an observer in nature.
Yeah.
I was observing.
How are they
like,
looking at
the
me?
National Geographic rules?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
interact with
Star Trek.
with the specimens. But no, I mean, just the contrast between the stairs and what it is now. Boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy.
Now, Miguel asks, "Have we been to Boobyville?" You know what?
What the fuck is going on? I said get screwy, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is testing the
The
limits of
boundaries
screwiness. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so Bureau Junction looks like
Now-
it's a real hoot.
John CG. Now he mentioned Flint, Michigan. That's a whole other story. It is a collapse of industry story.
Yes, and that's sort
but
of
that's like even a more dramatic thing because that place was giant and
yeah, that was
and beautiful at one time.
Yeah. That was a different. That's the
yeah.
automotive.
I'm talking. My niche is, let's say it used to be 10,000 and now it's 300. I like those. you
What's
know?
that? Your niche?
Towns. My size towns that
Oh,
indicate.
that you. Oh, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Well,
But yeah, is that everybody good with that? Oh, the phones are open.
the phones are open, are they?
Yeah. Did you turn? I thought
Yeah,
you turned
they
it on
are.
before. Of 061 pi is the number that you can call to get in on this or any other topic tonight. That's of the
Yeah.
word, 0 the number, 6 the word. Watch that. 1 the number, pi the word. People get tripped up on that middle part,
They
which
do.
is something we didn't anticipate when we set the number up.
We did not.
We thought it would just kind of be slick, you know.
We thought it'd be funny.
So yeah, man.
I'm just going to go through here and set some of these so that they're not just playing on their own.
Oh yeah, good job. Yeah,
Because
so we had
they're going
dude,
to. So we had to,
we had to completely restart everything.
Yeah,
and,
which is always fun. Fucking
Yeah.
right in the middle of when you're about to go on. That was fun.
Did you want to go to something or
No, but at least we can.
No, why-
Yeah, we don't
why-
need to.
Why do a
would
topic?
we?
Yeah. These people don't need that shit.
Yeah. No, I just want to make sure nothing's playing in the background because it will. And we have 75 tabs open, which is always nice.
Yeah, this is shit that we had already done.
Yeah, this is
once.
stuff that we have to do
We.
before. Yeah.
I was sitting here listening to office hour hip hop or whatever we had at the beginning. Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Phone's
It's
not
loud.
working. Okay, phone's not working. I
Oh,
don't even know
but
who
it
this
is.
is. Oh, there it goes.
All right, let's just see.
I have no idea who
who's-
that is.
Let's just
Weird.
see. All right. Hello, you are on with Tommy Vinny. What's up?
Regards.
Oh, hey.
Regards.
The phones are working.
They
Oh,
are.
nice.
They are.
This is my
So,
friend. This
as
is
a
my friend
person-
Brian. Hi, Brian.
Howdy. So as a guy who rode a bicycle down the river to explore the intricacies of nowhere, Illinois,
Yes.
yeah, there's so many towns like Warsaw, Illinois, Rosebud, Illinois, which this is a lifetime ago. This is like 2008, I think, that I did this.
Jesus.
They just-
kidding.
Months before I went there, they had the biggest Powerball jackpot winner ever there. You know what Rosebud, Illinois was before that?
What?
The home of the world's largest catsup bottle.
Oh, yeah. I like that you
Specific-
said cats.
It was
Was it spelled that way?
it was their
would-
water
he would
tower.
pay
I'm
attention
sure
to
they
that.
went the cheap route because there was a bigger ketchup bottle, and they're just like, fuck it.
Oh,
They're
that's
like, no,
less.
we're doing
Yeah.
cats up. Yeah,
They were
yeah,
paying.
yeah.
They were paying by the letter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went down the Mississippi.
And this was
Eventually,
Warsaw?
It met up. No, this is Rosebud.
Oh,
Illinois,
Rosebud.
that
Okay.
has
I gotcha.
home of the world's largest catsup bottle. Put that on your maps if you're doing travel.
Absolutely. Okay. So,
Yeah,
okay.
big,
so then.
big money travel keeps that off of your itinerary, but you got to go to the good spots.
All right. So, where else did
yeah,
you go? Sorry.
So yeah, I went mostly down the Mississippi, but you get the same thing. There was a flood in 1993 where every tiny bar, and this is every town had their own tiny little bar. They had the same aerial picture of their part of the Illinois along the Mississippi of showed
Sure.
where the floods came up, and then the marks on their dumbass buildings in their towns
Yeah.
where the flood hit. And it just go down like every same old stories all the way along.
Like we
Yeah,
know what a
those are
flood
good
is. The
towns.
water got too high.
Yeah.
Like, we get it.
Yeah. Chill out, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or Pakistan or whichever one
Yeah.
it is right now.
Oh yeah, we stand
gets
with
scary.
Pakistan. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
It gets scary when you get down to like Tams, Illinois, like really southern Illinois. Some of those places are just downright scary. How much they've been left behind to just fend for themselves and like
Oh my
nothing
God.
going on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
one,
haven't been.
one of the craziest places I've ever been is Cairo, which is how they say it.
Yeah,
Because
Cairo.
everything
Which is
down there is pronounced backwards.
10
but
minutes south of Tams.
okay,
yeah.
dude, well,
In a car.
I drove
In a
in there
car.
having no idea what to expect, and I thought it. I mean. I literally, I got excited because I've been looking for a place like this my whole life. 90% of it is abandoned. No fucking exaggeration. And
Yeah?
it is the creepiest place. You drive into town and there's a big wrought iron
And they have
gate
a fortified wall around
thing.
it.
There's like a big wrought iron sign, old fucking rusty, that says Cairo, Illinois. And the first thing you see is like 2 burned out motels.
Love
Right?
it.
And I'm like,
I
what?
do, actually.
Dude, I was like, I'm like, what the fuck kind of place is this? And then it just gets crazier and crazier the deeper into town you get. I saw 2 like 10-year-old kids just walking around with a gun. Yeah, it was fucking awesome, dude.
Now,
But
I
anyway-
was going to suggest what if we went and did a Radioville on the road episode, but then I thought we can't even do it here.
No, I know. Yeah, we're gonna
This is,
we're gonna load the whole desk onto a
Yeah.
flatbed and broadcast down the highway. we just don't think
Cairo,
we're like, wait, the wind.
Cairo has like Cairo has a 20-foot wall surrounding it.
Really?
You know, to keep the invaders away or some
They
shit.
built
I think it's a
that
retention
wall.
wall.
Built
'cause
that wall.
It's a confluence
Well-
where the Ohio meets the Mississippi.
Right, and typically any place that you have two giant waterways meeting, you have like a big civilization that tends to have succeeded.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Now one of the problems down there is that the Mississippi River has shifted a few times, and it will just tend to wipe out whole towns or big parts of them, and that has happened. But the big story with Cairo is their fear of outsiders, and that was the history behind how it choked itself out.
Yeah,
And-
that's a fairly typical story, though. Really.
well, this was kind of crazy though because Cairo, and I'm sorry, Sizzy, I
you-
didn't mean to get off.
No,
on
no,
this
that's
jag,
fine. But also, I think you've told this story on here
Have I?
before. Yeah, but
Were we drunk?
Do it again.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
say.
But I'll probably do it better now. Cairo is the very first. If you're going up the Mississippi out of the Confederacy, it was the very first stop on the Mississippi River. So a lot of black people after the Civil War were like, we just all we know is we want to get the fuck out of the South. You
Sure.
know? And so they get on the river and they end up in Cairo. Ends up that people in Cairo weren't these like kind-hearted Northerners that they had heard tell of, and what ensued was like a 130-year race war, basically, to kind of sum it up. And you had things going on in Cairo up until the 90s. There was like confirmed Klan in the police department, all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Because down there back then, before the internet, it's like the guy in the news that ran the newspaper. You had to hope he was fucking on your side, you know. And that was like you had no way of getting stuff out. That place was nuts. And from everything I've read, one of the biggest reasons it's completely abandoned to this day was they didn't want to sell any land deeds or property to black people. And as all the white people left, they were like, "Fuck you! I'm taking my fucking deed with me, and it can rot."
Really?
Yeah, that was
That
supposed.
sounds-
That's
All it is black people now, though. And
kind of. It's
like-
kind of a mix. I don't know. From what I saw,
So if you're coming north up the river, the southern tip of Illinois, is Fort Defiance, and which is on the southern end of Cairo. It's now like a state park,
yeah.
and that's when I was riding my bicycle down the river. That's where I was going to stay for the night. Pitch my tent,
That's
little
down by
clandestine operation.
that's down by
And a
New
couple came and
Madrid.
saved me. New Madrid's a little bit, yeah, kind of.
I was just pointing out another shitty pronunciation, but yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But go on.
So you were gonna stay in Fort
Yeah,
Defiance.
there was a nice family that was just having lunch there. That happened to I don't know why they have lunch there, and they could it's cool. You see the confluences, two great rivers. It's cool that if you live there.
Sure.
They didn't live there. They lived in Kentucky, and they saw my tent and hey, what the fuck are you doing here? I was and I tried to explain I'm riding my bike down the river, so I'm going to New Orleans. I've been on it for 10 days now. Hope to cross the bridge, get out of Illinois tomorrow, and they're like, "Well, you're going to die here tonight."
And I know.
They're like,
And Brian
We will
back then,
drive-
he looked like a mixture of Ted Bundy and Huck Finn too. They're like, I don't know what the fuck is up with this guy. It's like,
Oof.
yeah, and it's getting dark, and I can't go anywhere now. And they're like, "No, we're going to drive you across the river. We know
Really?
this like fishing site or whatever. You're just going to trust us. You're just going to cross the bridge. We're going to take you maybe a 5-minute
Dude.
bike ride in, and you're going to have this campsite. It's fucking great." And
You should have
okay, yeah,
stayed.
whatever. Yeah.
I wonder
So,
what would.
yeah.
I mean, not
I
that I want you to die, but I'm just saying, who knows what could have?
yeah, who knows
what
what exciting
stories? Yeah,
No,
may have come of that.
We've had enough of those particular type of stories.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
But-
But no, Cairo,
Well,
is fucking nuts. We'll talk more about it sometime. But go on.
If you want to talk about other towns, I was in Rockford yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever it was, and I get dispatched around the area. I fix big generators. Usually they're in hospitals, data centers,
okay.
some random shit. So I'm out
Oh,
in
yeah.
Rockford at their bad hospital in Rockford, because Rockford's another decaying town that used to have industry there. You go 2 blocks and you cross another train track.
Okay.
It's a big hub of trains apparently, or it used to be. at some point.
Yeah, man. The whole,
but I
I'm
get
telling you,
sent
the whole Midwest is this tragic tale, dude. It's fucking bizarre. Like, and I don't see it when I'm out on like well, some of the East Coast, I guess. But yeah, I guess maybe that's the whole world. I can't
Yeah,
tell.
I think it. Yeah, honestly, I don't think that's.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there's the way it happens in the West. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just small town America is
For
dying.
one reason.